and welcome back to Mizzou Hockey TV. My name's Luca Vitale. Joining me today is JT Baker. JT, how are you doing?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. So it is the very biggest, it's probably the biggest week, honestly, of the season, Nationals week, right? But before we dive into that, sort of talk to the fans, exactly who are you?
My name's JT Baker. I'm a freshman on the team. I play forward, and I'm from Kansas City.
So Kansas City, we'll get to the Kansas series in just a little bit. But for this Nationals week, it's obviously probably the biggest week of the season, like I said. So for those that do not know, Mizzou will be going to St. Louis this week and will be competing in the ACHA D3 National Tournament. And you guys are in the number 4 seed in the tournament, and you guys will be competing in Pool D. So you guys will kick off your national run against Michigan State on Thursday at 5:45, then Central Maine Community College at 8:45 on Friday, and then Air Force at 5:45 on Saturday. And then the winner of Pool D will then advance to the Frozen Four and play the winner of Pool A. So I know there was a lot to digest. It's just a little bit of time right there, but sort of what are the sort of the emotions right now in the locker room?
There's a lot of excitement. I think everybody recognizes, we've got a lot of opportunity. We've done a lot of great things all season long, so I think everyone's just really excited, really anxious, but in a good way, to get out there and just do our thing.
So you're obviously a freshman. You're one of probably the several freshmen on this team. How does it feel to be a freshman in your first season? You're going to the national tournament.
Yeah, it's very special. I didn't exactly know what to expect when I got here, but all year long we've had a lot of success, so it's a really good feeling. We've worked really hard. I got a lot of faith in this group, so it's just really awesome experience to be able to come into this organization and find so much success so quick.
And for those fans, those Mizzou fans that want to attend the games at Centene Community Ice Center in St. Louis, there's a link in the description to purchase your tickets today. And Thursday through Saturday, the Tigers are guaranteed to play a game, and then obviously the rest is to be determined. But hopefully you guys will play through Monday, and then you guys will obviously get that ring. So that's
absolutely
obviously a good feeling.
Yeah.
So going to just a little bit more into this Nationals tournament, right? It feels like you guys have been going through a lot this season, right? Whether that's adversity, whether that's just going on big winning streaks. What have you guys learned about yourselves this season?
I think this is a message that's kind of been echoed throughout the locker room recently. We're capable of winning any game we want to, so it's up to us. Our fate's in our hands. I think we recognize that with, our loss to Arkansas, our loss to Nebraska, our unfortunate loss to KU recently. That was on us, and we feel like if we bring our A game, there's no one that can stop us.
Yeah, A game is definitely going to be important. And speaking of bringing your A game, I did speak with former Mizzou defenseman Colin Jones last week about sort of the team preparation, like how it sort of changes from like a national tournament game to regular season games. Let's take a listen to that.
It's a day-by-day process, and you can't get ahead of yourself. Like, really living in the moment is the most important thing. And then on top of that, it's just being, like I said, being who you are and just sticking to your identity as a team and as an individual.
All right, that's what Colin Jones had to say about sort of the team preparation, right? And do you agree with him?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that idea of, sticking with what's worked all year is something that's very true. Nationals is not the time to go up and try and change things, so we need to stick with what's been working for us all year long, which is, mainly our speed and our skills. Stick to that, center our game around that. And, as far as Nationals versus regular season, there's really no room for mistakes now. One thing we've talked about, being the number 4 team, we're not going to catch anybody off guard at this point of the year. Everyone's going to be ready for us bringing their best game, so we got to return that.
Yeah, definitely. And sort of, what have you learned from your coaches or even older teammates like Nick Spolec and Jack Hazelton? They've been through this. What are some of the stuff that they've taught you that's valuable to you and the younger guys in this tournament?
Yeah, I think just taking it one game at a time is something that's been said a lot. They had some impressive comeback wins last year, so I think, to continue to work hard, fight through adversity, nothing's impossible, and that works both ways. That means we can't take any day off, can't take any matchup for granted against a team. Like I said, we got to expect everybody's best. So
I'm sure you're very excited to be competing in this, but it's obviously good to be excited, right? But
yeah.
How do you sort of maintain the excitement and also keeping focused with the task, is at hand?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the tougher things we'll have to deal with. Obviously, you can't be too excited, too anxious. We've got to be confident in ourselves, and that's the main way we can deal with those emotions. Is we know we're a good team, we know what we can do. We've practiced all year long, we know the work we've put in. Let's be confident in ourselves. We shouldn't have anything to worry about.
So you're probably going to get down at some point in time, right? I mean, that's just part of the game, right? Mm-hmm. Last year, Mizzou found themselves down a couple of times against Air Force, that same Air Force squad, I might add. I think they were down 2-0 at a point going into the second intermission. They came back and won that game. How do you plan to stay resilient to overcome those obstacles in those games?
Yeah, I think resiliency has been it's been a strong point of this team. It's also been one of our challenges all year. We've got a lot of guys who really want to win, and when you're playing, emotions can get high, and it can be really easy to lose focus. But I think that's something we've had the opportunity to work on all year. So I think we'll be ready to face the adversity, and we all just want to win this thing really bad. So that's the goal all the time.
What do you hope to sort of learn or even gain from this experience, regardless of the outcome on the ice?
Yeah, I think personally this is the biggest spotlight I'll ever play in, but this is a culmination of, a group of 25 guys, hard work all year long. So I think just getting to share that experience with them is going to be the most special part to me. Obviously, there'll be learning opportunities with, an event of this scale, with these stakes, but it's just a really special opportunity to spend some time with some friends.
Yeah, definitely. So let's sort of rewind the rivalry at the rink from this past Thursday. You said you're from Kansas City, Missouri, correct?
That's correct.
So the Mizzou and Kansas rivalry sort of hits hard home just a little bit.
Yeah.
What was the atmosphere like just playing at Cable Dahmer for your first time?
Oh, it was awesome. And I will say it's not my first time playing at Cable Dahmer. It's my first time playing in front of 3,000 plus fans at Cable Dahmer, that's for sure. That was just really awesome because that was my home rink growing up, and I made a lot of memories there growing up, and to add a game like that to those memories, and hopefully for 3 more years, it's really special to me.
So did you play for junior hockey, or what did you play for exactly?
Yeah, I played for the junior Mavs growing up, and then the Knights in high school, so most Kansas City people will be familiar with that, but that was my home rink for all those years, so yeah.
Definitely not the best way for you guys to sort of wrap up your regular season, but obviously, if we're going to look at it in the bigger picture, that was Kansas's Stanley Cup, if you might add, because you guys are going to the national tournament. Their season is now over. But let's sort of look at this sort of in the bigger picture, right? The second period, that was definitely a very rough period if you look at it in its totality. That was my biggest takeaway from that game, and the biggest reason why you guys lost was you guys did not play a full 60 minutes. Would you agree with that takeaway?
Yeah, I would agree. I think all year long our second period has been it's been tough for us to. I mean, when you go out and start the first period the way we have a lot of games, especially if you look at the ACHA Championship against Kansas, when you score 7 goals, no matter what, no matter how focused you are, it's tough to keep the same intensity when you have that much success that quick. So I think, keeping our foot on that gas pedal, not taking any team for granted, that's the lesson we've learned. And so, yeah.
I'm kind of glad you compared that rivalry at the rink game to the ACHA Championship, because you are right. The second period in both of those games was not exactly your guys' best period. So with that in mind, how do you guys fine-tune those things at practice so that way you guys can play a full 60 minutes at Nationals?
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily something you can practice for, but, at this point in the year, like you said, we've experienced that feeling a couple times. It's not a great one, and I don't think any of us want to feel it at Nationals. So I just don't think there'll be any room for that at Nationals. We've got that out of our system. It's going to be 100% from the moment the puck drops till the final whistle.
And what are your 3 keys to get that ring? What are the 3 keys?
Honestly, I think we've got to keep it simple. For as skilled of a team we know that, and we try to create some nice plays. But like I said, one of our biggest assets is our speed. So just keeping the game simple. Second, we definitely got to stay out of the penalty box. That's been an issue for us all year. Like I said, emotions get high. We tend to make some bad decisions when there's a lot of emotions involved in the game. So just keeping focused on the bigger goal at hand, that will be important for us. And then finally, I would just say is just stay positive on the bench, stay positive in the locker room. Like I said, we will face adversity. That's a fact. We don't know when it'll come, but we know it will. So I think just staying together as a team, whether that's on the ice or off the ice, will be really important for us.
Those are really good 3 Ks. I like those 3 Ks. All right, everyone, thanks for tuning in to Mizzou Hockey TV. Be sure to visit our website, follow us on social media. Be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel. I will actually be with the team there at Nationals, so be sure to tune into my social media and to see some of that video. So for those that do not want to pay for the subscription, you guys can see some video for free. And thanks for joining us today. I'm Luca Vitale. Joining me today, JT Baker. We'll see you next time.